Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2025-2026 School Sport New Brunswick Boys High School Hockey League matchup. Tonight, it's the visiting Moncton Highlanders and the Moncton High School Purple Lanes. At this time, it's time to introduce the team for the Moncton High School Purple Lanes. Starting number 2, Easton Woods. Number 4, Brendan Murray. Number 5, Owen Murphy. Number 6, Brandon Warner. Number 7, Rowan Maltas. Number 9, Ethan Anderson. Number 10, Jackson Avery. Number 11, Ryan Gillis. Number 12, Caleb Dion. Number 14, Alex Beal. Number 18, Roderick Banfield. Number 21, Joey Goulet. Number 22, Julian Webb. Number 31, Delilah Sock. Number 33, Rylan Ebel. And now for leadership group, starting with our assistant captains. Number 3, Tyler Warner. Number 15, Braden Daigle. Number 16, Ethan Curvin. And your captain for the Moncton High School Purple Knights, number 17, Campbell Harris. We also want to welcome our junior night 7th player. Association is the Louisville Lightning, and the player's name is Brody Dion. And your coaching staff, head coach Jack Perry. Assistant coaches Greg Stoyles. Keenan Wilson. Equipment manager Gary Dangle. And your 14 managers, Angela Harris and Lori Warner. And we also want to welcome the affiliate player tonight, number 19, Tatum Drover. And the players who are not dressed are number 4, Brendan Murray, and number 16, Ethan Curvin. For 2025-2026 Moncton High School Purple Knights hockey team. And at this time, we'd like to ask you to close your eyes. Please remove your caps and hats and join us if you are able to for our national anthem.
And welcome in live on YouTube, Moncton High Sports, the 2025-2026 home opener here at the K. Warm-up done, flood done, player introductions all done. And we are set for puck drop. The Moncton High Purple Knights take on the Bernice McNaughton Highlanders. Both teams still in search for their first win of the year. They're both 0-1. And between the pipes tonight, Moncton High is going with number 33, Rylan Abair. And Bernice McNaughton, they've got Mason Louis in between the pipes. Off the draw, one by Moncton High. There was Harris trying to go off the boards to Brandon Warren. That one picked up by Daigle. Walking in, the shot! And that one just missed wide, not by very much. Picked up by Moncton High. Blue line, Captain Campbell gonna try a shot. That one had deflected and gone into the corner. Highlanders now initiate a breakout. Goulet playing defense today. There's a hit up along the boards. Back with it is Beal. Coming back after what could have looked like a scary injury. Back in the lineup for the next game, being chased by Morrison. Shot in by Warner. Paddled away by Louis out in the corner. It's Martin. Will throw it up along the boards. It'll find its way loose and up with speed there was Bishop before being upended by the Moncton High defense. Avery going back. Tyler Warner across Woods. Trying to center that one out over to Drover, who is wearing number 19, affiliating for tonight's game, has played double A, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey, the shot, and the save is made by Hebert. So the first real good chance of this hockey game. It comes in favor of Bernice McNaughton as McCluskey off the draw. Circles back, gets hit on the boards and squeezed in between two players. There's a dangerous collision in the corner. Saunders and Woods both going down. Oh, and McCluskey battling with Drover. Drover, little poke out to Avery. He gets taken down. McCluskey circles around up top. Tries to move that out in front. Tyler Warner. Moving it by Saunders, will put it to the blue line. There's a shot, and Hebert is able to track that the whole way down. For a whistle here. Just under a minute and a half already played. Face off to Hebert's left. This one's won by Schwanier and put to the blue line. There's a shot off the mini-wheat of Hebert and all the way outside into the zone. Cripps going back for it, shooting it out over to Keenan. Keenan trying to bulldoze his way through. There's Harris giving him a solid body check. Now behind the net. There's a man that gets beaten out. It was Osborne, but tried to put that and out into the center. Murphy with the pass, who tried to get that one over for Daigle. Osborne, it's poked off his twig, bouncing loose in the middle. Owen Murphy trying to recover possession on his backhand. Beal to the bench. It's Harris putting it out into the middle for Cripps. It's shot loose. Harris at the red line. Bringing it in. Campbell Harris weaving his way to the left by Cripps. To the middle. Beal trying to get a shot off, and it just slid off his tape before he could get a shot away. Now the Highlanders trying to clear the zone. It's Tran who throws it off the wall in the middle. Goulet will shoot it in. This one goes off the skate of Cripps. And a shot. Would have been delayed icing. That one's blocked by Hebert as now Goulet goes the other way. Has some time to pick up some steam. Goes to the middle. Gets tripped up. And we're going to have our first Moncton High power play of the game. It's going to be a tripping call that goes against Bernice McNaughton. Who at 17:02, Moncton High will see their first power play of the game. They're going to lose the draw. There's Tyler Warner coming in a pinch. shot out. This one will be stick down. So it's Bishop for tripping at 17:02. There's a shot glove down by Mason Louis. A face-off to Louis' right, won by the Purple Knights. Warner, Harris, the shot to the net. It's deflected up high. Goulet was waiting right there in front, trying to get a forehand on it. Now the face-off to the opposite side. This one shot and goes way airborne, blocked by Hebert. He'll lay a soft dish out to Tyler Warner. He ventures up behind his net, hits the brakes. There was McCluskey giving a bump over to Hebert. Here's Harris, leaving a zone. Through the neutral zone, he accelerates, trying to get through McCluskey. Does, and has his stick slashed out of his hands. Purple Knights wanted a penalty on that, but down the ice it'll go. About a minute still left on the Bishop tripping call. Harris in the far corner, leaves it out for Warner. Warner, who goes behind his cage, now sends it up to Manderson, back over to Harris on his backhand. Harris, head man's for Gillis. Gillis steps into the zone, drops for Harris as they set it up. Harris cutting in to the net, another try. And it's Goulet, who couldn't quite get a stick on it. Purple Knights regain possession at the line. It's Warner throwing a no-look backhand over to Harris, bit risky, but it pays off. Back for Warner, across for Harris. Trying to get a shot off, sees Manderson, and he just misses wide. Manderson ever so close to his first high school goal there on the power play, waiting right where Ovechkin stands. Harris behind his net. Flip that one up. Gets by Gillis and Manderson. Back to the Highlanders. Manderson intercepts a pass. Either Manderson makes a nice move, cuts to the middle, another try, and it was blocked before he could get to Mason Louis. An attempted clear, blocked it at the line. Here comes Drover. The shot, almost deflected by Goulet. Penalty now expired. It's 5-on-5. Again, it's Manderson trying a little turnaround shot that one never got to the net. Flipped out, moving back forward is number 2, Easton Woods. Circles back, gives it away. Here's Bishop all alone. Scores! Out of the box and on the board. Liam Bishop gets the first goal for the Highlanders here in this one. As that one's not going to look good. Easton Woods going to want to have that one back. Regardless, 1-0 Highlanders. So it's going to be Bishop unassisted at 14:36 with a shot from Miller. That one didn't miss by much. Now Webb getting this one out of the zone. Try to pass that one off to Brandon Warner. Back to the Highlanders defense. Little pass up here from Morrison. To the other side, Bishop back in front and tried to hit Morrison. That one turned away by Julian Webb. In the corner, Murphy given a big bump here by Bishop as he falls down. Brandon Warner going after him. Murphy running this one across. This one's not going to get out, or it is. Off the draw, here's Goulet. We'll throw this one high and across, picked up by Webb. Webb walking in, here's the shot, and it just misses wide. Battling loose for it there in the corner. It's backed out, Harris. Moves in reverse. Harris to the middle, move back for Harris. Didn't expect the little one-touch pass. Goulet in his feet, moves it by the feet of Harris. There's Banfield, has a look at it, now has to go after it. Webb fought loose. The Highlanders walk in. It's Miller trying to get a shot off. Shooting that was Saunders. Now McCluskey just outside the zone. Pokes it in. Harris on his forehand. Has some time. We got just over 13 minutes here, at the K. Goulet stepping in. The shot save made by Louis. Loose out in front. Harris trying to pounce on it to the side of the net. Harris with a wraparound. It's right loose on the slot. Now Moncton High getting some chances of their own. 13:04 still to go in the first. A 1-0 game in favor of the Highlanders. That goal was scored by Bishop not too long ago. It was Tramp trying to move it along the wall. Back for it, Cripps. Attempting to shoot that out, blocked back in by Woods. The Highlanders move back for it. Skating with it there was Keenan. Moved along the boards. There's a big bump given, as it might cause a bit of a pile. Warner at the line almost turned it over, but his shot was blocked. It's flipped out lightly. Warner will throw it across to the open ice. Now Drover has some room for some speed. The shot is saved by Louis with the stick and out of play. It will go. 12:28 still to go. Bringing the lane from the K Arena. In the Moncton High School home opener 2025-2026. Liam Bishop, the only goal so far for the Highlanders if you're just tuning in. And here they escape the zone. The goal scorer right here, Bishop, trying to go through Woods, and the body of Woods says no. Beal, little pass up to Daigle. He's almost run into by Miller. Shot in, steered away by the stick of a bear. In the corner, moving behind his net, Tyler Warner. Waits, has it poked off by Morrison. Morrison, pass out, high slot. Miller, the shot, it just elevates over the net. Woods and Bishop going after it. Brandon Warner trying to clear. This one's held in at the line. Rimmed around, Morrison and Daigle going for it. Daigle will poke it loose for Tyler Warner. Warner over to his brother, Brandon. Skating up the right wing, Brandon Warner. Will dump it in, initiating a dump and chase. Pushes a man. Warner doesn't know the puck's right behind him, so it's picked up by Eli Cripps and thrown along the wall. Now move to the Bernice McNaughton bench. Harris trying to step in with his body. Makes a nice move. Is taken down by Draven Miller. That gets the Bernice bench hyped up. And now Bishop on a rush by Goulet. And just without the puck as it deviates into the corner. There's a hit given by Harris. Loose puck behind the net. Avery trying to keep his balance and will. Kicks the puck to himself. Headmans it over for Dion. Caleb Dion over for Avery, and they're just in offside. Off the face-off draw in the neutral zone. This one's going to be shot in by Dion behind the net. Here he is. There's a hit in the corner, and that's going to be a penalty to Moncton High. I see a 2 there. Could be Dion or Webb going off for a trip. Moncton High is going to go to their first penalty kill at home here. And it's Caleb Dion who will step into the box. He's going to get 2 for a trip at 10:49 of the first period. Face-off won by the Purple Knights. Campbell Harris moving through center, short-handed. Getting a bit risky here and tried a little bit too fancy of a move, and that one's picked off. Wait to acknowledge, currently over 50 watching live, Brandon Warner. Coming through short-handed. Gonna put this one behind the net. Liam Bishop. Turning it over here, Gillis searching behind the net. Now the Highlanders having a bit of room, time and space. Draven Miller stepping up, moving it across. Saunders, he scores! And it was Carson Saunders, time and space. And he makes no mistake rushing down the left wing. He capitalizes on the power play for Bernice McNaughton. To make that a 2-0 game in favor of the Highlanders. Manderson stepping in, trying to cut in on Thomas Keenan. This one's chucked out of the zone. Chasing back for it is Woods. Manfield through center. Tipped in by Webb. They're banked up along the boards by Martin. And there's a huge collision as Manderson will now clear it in. Louis stopping it. First one there. Manderson trying to throw that one out in front. Went in the skates of a Highlander and out it goes. Pass across as Keenan tried to step in, and he is pummeled. Purple Knights move back with it now. Cutting wide, trying to throw them out in front. Manderson tried to get a stick on it. This one's bouncing in high. Turnaround shot. First one there, Manderson in the corner. Waits, hits the brakes. Gets a bit of hands up high from Keenan. Taken down behind. Purple Knights have wanted a call on that. Oh, backhand blocked in by Harris at the line. Harris, a nice move out, followed by another. And poke checked as now he needs to get back in quickly. Highlanders cut in. Here's a shot that just goes over the net. Looked like that was Aiden Gadet trying to snipe that one top shelf. Avery escapes the zone. Won't be with the puck. Highlanders dump it in. Harris picks up at the far hash marks. Harris a bit of time, tried to move that one up, deflected off the tape of Gillis it looked like, but it will be called icing. That last goal at 10-11, it's Saunders from Bishop. Liam Bishop will get his second point of the night here. Face off one, Woods. Off the boards, Harris. Trying to shovel that over to Avery. Back for Harris. That backing off the boards, Easton Woods. Waits will shoot this one off the boards. And out in the neutral zone will find its way out of play. This game, the only active game in the league right now. The last game that was played in the Eastern Conference League, Sussex took a 6-4 victory over Riverview High, and the one before that was a dominant, to say the least, 19-1 victory, St. Max over Tantramar. Beal trying to bring it in. Tried to find it behind his legs. Highlanders bring it out. It's Miller. Draven Miller can't get by the body of Harris. Goulet elects to move it over to the right. Goulet has some speed. Cuts to the right. Sharp angle shot. Scores! It's Joey Goulet. He scored first in Riverview, and he does it here in the home opener. Make it 2-1, Bernice McNaughton. Joey Goulet finds the back of the net. And that is what you call a coast-to-coast goal. Goulet finds it in his own end, skates all the way across, and buries it to the top shelf behind the red line. Moncton High on the board. Here's Murphy. Put it outside the zone. So that is an MHS grad goal. It's Goulet from Daigle and Warner. All three grads getting in on the action. Bishop Moving back with it. Watched by Brandon Warner. Lays a pass off it in the middle. Murray unable to poke it. Miller tried to shovel it behind the net. Bishop. He's bumped up along the boards. Bishop to the middle. Miller the backhander, and that one just misses the net. Now Highlanders with the blue line's deflected. The rebound will find its way into the corner. Miller behind the net. Murphy giving a bump there. Webb trying to move this one out of the zone. And a whistle here. Looks like it'll be offside. Going against Bernice McNunn. Off the draw, there's a shot that just goes over the net of a bear. Now Moncton High clears. There was Manderson trying to find it in between his feet. Back for it, Harris. Pass up to Manderson. Manderson might have some room. Ethan Manderson cutting it on his backhand, being shoved, put to the net of Louis, and the save is made. With 52 currently with us live, Moncton High is down by a score of 2-1, but they have the momentum. They have the latest goal here in this one. Here's Harris, a shot from the line. That one just misses. Jackson Avery hitting the brakes. Woods put it to the net. It's loose out in front. Gillis, the shot save made. Put back to the net. Woods from the blue line. He's going to let one go. That one didn't get to the net. And shot down by the Highlanders for icing. And another good chance for the Moncton High Purple Knights. And are just unable to capitalize. And the Purple Knights already taking their 30-second timeout here. We'll be back when play resumes. Moncton High Sports, K Arena, Moncton High home opener. And new head coach Jack Perry clearly wanting a word early in this game, electing to use this timeout. There's the shot from the high blue line, caught down by Louis. Scramble off the draw. Warner, Harris to the net. That one poked loose. Jackson Avery stopping and starting, trying to throw that one out of the front. Never got full possession of the puck. Now Highlanders escape their zone. McCluskey working up with speed. Poke checked. Delayed offside. They will call it. There's McCluskey giving a cross check to Avery. And Purple Knights not retaliating. Going to be important to stay out of the box already. They've allowed one goal shorthanded. Here's Brain Daigle stepping into the face-off circle at 5'8". Brandon Warner being hit up against the boards at 6'7". He moves behind the net with Daigle. There's a penalty coming up. It looks like it's going to go against Moncton High. It's Brandon Warner that's going to head to the box, although it looked like he had been tripped up. The Moncton High back to the penalty kill at 4:44. Brandon Warner off for 2 for a cross check. And quickly brought out by Jackson Avery. A good start to the penalty kill from Moncton High. Bernice McNaughton will have to reset. Still out of their own zone, but accelerating through center. It'll be dumped in here into the corner. Bishop moved across. There's Harris. Will thread the needle and fire it down right to Mason Louie. Now a zipping pass through center. Doesn't hit anyone and cleared in by Gillis on his backhand. Gillis against Gadet. Now Gadet clears. Gillis will have to chase. Miller going in on Harris. Miller with a little flip. Now on his backhand. Miller looks to the net. The shot! And that one sails high and right of a post. McCluskey waits. Toe drags by Harris. Gets it to Miller. The backhand scores! And another goal on the Bernice McNaughton power play. And this time it's Draven Miller who finds a pass from McCluskey and buries a backhand behind the red line. Making it now 3-1. Shot in by the Highlanders. Moving past the bear, Tyler Warner. Trying to get this out of the zone, he will. Here's Braden Daigle. Cutting, now zip-zop zooping through the neutral zone. Daigle now met up in the corner. Has some room, looks out in front. The pass, one-timer blocked. Another try, Brandon Warner trying to get a stick on it. And there's a whistle as players gather in front of the net. Similar to earlier in the game, Moncton High gave up a goal shorthanded, but came back with some chances soon after. Here's Warner unable to hold it in. He'll lay a pass off his backhand to Woods. Woods back skating, watched by McCluskey. It's up against the boards. Brandon Warner moved it by Schwinier. Now moved back into Woods. It's under his feet. Him and McCluskey don't know where it is. McCluskey now hit by Brandon Warner. Stepping in, trying to pass it across with Schwanier and couldn't get it on the tape of Saunders. Saunders to the blue line. There's a shot. Almost blocked by Woods, but it went wide anyway. There's Woods. He's hit big by Schwanier right in the corner. Now Schwanier moved up to the ringette line. Blue line. Gadet. Saunders. Now McCluskey backhand right through the top of the crease. Gadet. Woods. Now out of the zone. Webb will find it in the middle as Moncton High will get some changes. Julian Webb moving in. There's the shot that just misses wide of the net. Highlanders moving this one out of the zone. Now behind the net. Shot back out. Manderson has a bit of room. Will lay a pass off to Webb. Julian Webb still with it. Has Banfield and Manderson said to Banfield. Waits. Tries to get a shot off. And that one just missed wide. The boards, Harris, the shot, attempted deflection. It was more of a block from Julian Webb before being cleared out and iced by the Highlanders as we get to the last minute of play here in period one. Bernice McNaughton currently up by a score of 3-1. Those goals from Saunders, Bishop, and Miller. Highlanders will have to use their timeout. Look back, minute 36 still left to go. Braden Lane, K Arena, Moncton, Iowa opener. Moncton High down by a score of 3-1. They'll win the draw, though. Harris, light pass down in the middle. Attempted shot from Goulet. This one doesn't go on net. And he has a big hit out in the corner. There's Joey Goulet getting in the physical action. Warner at the blue line. Tyler Warner lets one rip, and this one misses a decent bit wide left. Drover. He is absolutely killed right at the ringette line. Penalty there. Warner the shot. That went off a shin pad. Back to the line. Harris. Moved across. Warner might have some room. He's going to unwind. Saved. The rebound's loose out in the slot. And there is a whistle with just over a minute left. Reese McDonald will head to the penalty kill. It's going to be Osborne that heads to the box. Moncton High power play. Here to end the period. Harris. Move down. There's a shot to the net. The save, and the rebound is smothered up by Mason Louie. Moncton High off the draw. Harris, quarterback in the power play. Here's a shot from Warner, and that one turned away by Louie. Poked up to the line by Drover. Harris, Warner to the middle, no one there. Drover working his way into the corner. There's a hit given on Saunders. Gillis behind the net. He's given a ferocious bump. Warner back to the line, shot through traffic, and that one knocked down. And a nice move there. Gillis to the net, and Goulet again with another try. It's a head contact penalty. Drover waiting, passing out in front. It's loose, and where is it? It squeaks out. And attempted clear, and what a dive by a Purple Knight. And Harris falls down, blows a tire. Might be a breakaway the other way. Working in, Miller, and the buzzer sounds. Moncton High saved by the buzzer, as they will go to intermission down 3-1. And those goals again in order started with Bishop, then Saunders, then Miller, Goulet, the only goal so far for Moncton High. Stick around for period 2 as we head to an intermission here at the K Arena. Between 19, affiliating for tonight's game, has played, double A, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey played, yep, double A, and now he's into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey, the shot and the save. Played, yep, double A, and now he's into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey, the shot and the save is made by Hebert. McCluskey off the draw, circles back, gets hit on the boards and squeezed in between two players. There's a danger. Highlanders will put it to the blue line. There's a shot, and Hebert is able to track that the whole way down. Late icing, that one's blocked by Hebert as now Goulet goes the other way. Has some time to pick up some steam, goes to the middle, gets tripping at 17:02. There's a shot gloved down by Mason Louis. Back forward is number 2, Easton Woods. Circles back, gives it away. Here's Bishop all alone. Score! Excuse me, at the K. Goulet stepping in, the shot save made by Louis. Loose out of front, Harris trying to pounce on it to the side of the net. Harris with a wraparound, it's right loose on the slot. Play. Elects to move it over to the right. Goulet has some speed, cuts to the right. Sharp angle shot, score! Miller tried to shovel it behind the net. Bishop. He's bumped up along the boards. Bishop to the middle. Miller the backhander, and that one just and right of a post. McCluskey waits. Toe drags by Harris. Gets it to Miller. The backhand score. Now met up in the corner. Has some room. Looks out in front. The pass. One-timer blocked. Another try. Brandon Warner trying to get a stick on it. Saunders to the blue line. There's a shot. Almost blocked by Woods, but it went wide anyway. There's Woods. He's hit big by Schwan. Light pass down in the middle. Attempted shot from Goulet. This one doesn't go on net. And he has a big hit out in the corner. Moncton High power play. Here to end the period. Harris. Down. There's a shot to the net. The save and the rebound is smothered up. Between his feet, saw 19, affiliating for tonight's game, has played, yep, double A, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey, the played, yep, double A, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey, the shot and the save. Played, yep, double A, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey, the shot and the save is made by Hebert. McCluskey off the draw, circles back, gets hit on the boards and squeezed in between two players. There's a danger. Highlanders will put it to the blue line. There's a shot, and Hebert is able to track that the whole way down. Late icing, that one's blocked by Hebert as now Goulet goes the other way. Has some time to pick up some steam, goes to the middle, gets tripping at 17:02. There's a shot gloved down by Mason Louis. Back forward is number 2, Easton Woods. Circles back, gives it away. Here's Bishop all alone. Score! Excuse me, at the K. Goulet stepping in, the shot save made by Louis. Loose out of front, Harris trying to pounce on it to the side of the net. Harris with a wraparound, it's right loose on the slot. Play. Elects to move it over to the right. Goulet has some speed, cuts to the right. Sharp angle shot, score! Miller tried to shovel it behind the net. Bishop. He's bumped up along the boards. Bishop to the middle, Miller the backhander, and that one just and right of the post. McCluskey waits, toe drags by Harris, gets it to Miller, the backhand, score! Now met up in the corner, has some room, looks out in front, the pass, one-timer block, another try, Brandon Warner trying to get a stick on it. Saunders to the blue line, there's a shot, almost blocked by Woods, but it went wide anyway. There's Woods, he's hit big by Schwunye. Light pass down in the middle, attempted shot from Goulet, this one doesn't go on net, and he has a big hit out in the corner. Moncton High power play. Here to end the period, Harris. Down. Shot to the net, the save, and the rebound is smothered up. here we go, getting set for period 2. Moncton High is still on a power play for 58 seconds. And we've switched sides. Moncton High shooting on the near side where our camera is located. Face off to be taken by Bernice McNaughton. Shot out by Gadet. It's Harris moving back on it. Across for Warner. Tyler Warner retreats behind his net. Z Schwanier proceeds to go the other way. Warner pass to the middle. Braden Daigle skating up. Drop pass. Gillis hits the brakes. Unable to get the pass off. It's Schwanier. That kicks it out. Gets out the football boot. And out of the zone it'll go. Harris struggling to get this one out. Outside the zone. The Highlanders will go. Just 15 seconds still left to go on the man advantage. Shut out by Gadet. And Daigle brings out the leg. Stops it, but there's a high stick. Face off to go in the neutral zone towards the Moncton High end, right next to the Highlanders bench. It's won by the Knights. Shot in here by Beal. In the corner now, it's Bishop that gets hit along the board. Gadet moved along by Gillis, trying to throw that one out in front. Penalty now over. Here's Warner with the shot that elevates over the net. Jackson Avery, first one on it. Tried to get it back into the line. That was Tatum Drover, excuse me. Now with it, it's Bishop. He takes a bit of a hit from Harris, and another one almost. Now it's Miller. Down with Harris. Moved up to the line. Gadet will send it down behind the net. Shot back out. It gets up to about the hash marks. Here's a drive from the blue line that sails over the net there by Eli Cripps. Behind the net, looking for it is Morrison. It's brought out by the Purple Knights. Out in the corner, then shot back down. Bernice McNaughton swarming the zone right now. There's Bishop. A little light chip. This one will go and be held in by the line, barely by Cripps, being pinned by Gillis before being lifted high out with the lob wedge and out back to the Highlanders' end. The late icing, this one not going to go for it. Easton Woods back with it. Rammed along the boards, stopped in. There's Cripps shooting it just by Harris. Easton Woods has a bit of time and space, and he'll use it. Ram it off the boards. Here's a giveaway. Back with it, Bishop across, and never hit his target. Moncton High might have a rush going back the other way. It's led by Brandon Warner. Warner stepping in with the shot saved by Louis. The rebound's loose in the slot there, and sliding was Beal. Couldn't get a shot off, though. Tyler Warner waits, fires, and just misses the net. Blocked it at the line. Another try at the side of the net. And Webb couldn't quite bury it home. It's Miller that flips it high. And that was an understatement. That almost went into the ceiling here at the K. The face-off will go back into the Highlanders' end. No delay of game in the high school hockey. Luckily for the Highlanders, but this does get them a whistle. Off the draw, brought out, kept in there. Behind the net of Mason Louis. Shot along the wall by Tran, and Warner mishandles it a little bit, and outside the zone it'll go. Tran off the wall again. This one goes through the legs of a Highlander. It's Tyler Warner. Across, Braden Daigle. One-touch pass. In the opposite corner it'll go. Drover waits. Little pass over to Avery, and where he is steamrolled. He draws a penalty, gets up. So Moncton High to the power play. And it's a charging call against Thomas Keenan. So at 16:49, Moncton High back to the man advantage. As there's the huge hit. Moncton High back to the man advantage. Daigle off the draw to tie up and taking out McCluskey. They'll shoot it down. Here's Harris in the opposite corner. Gillis, far corner, now brings it up the right wing. Gillis, little pass for Warner, one touch Harris. Harris, he brings it into the zone. Back to the blue line, back to Harris, and misplayed pass to Warner. He'll just keep this one in, however. Saunders against Daigle on the wall. Goulet behind the net, looks out in front, and it goes almost out of the zone. Another good keep, Tyler Warner. Harris the shot, and it was deflected wide. Daigle moving behind his net on his backhand. Daigle to the blue line, won't get there. There's McCluskey to bring it out. Won't get it there very far as Harris was standing on defense. Campbell Harris on Saunders, trying to get by Goulet as well. Clapped into the zone. Gillis trying to chop his stick. Godet unable to bring it out off the body of Daigle. Goulet waits out in front. Here's the shot. Save made by Louis. A clutch one there. Goulet, Harris, blue line. Across Warner. Under 50 seconds to go. Warner lets one go. Scores! And he gets fired up. Tyler Warner from the top of the blue line. He gets this one over the shoulder of Mason Louis. It's 3-2 now. We're back within one. Now make it 3-2 in favor of Bernice McNaughton. Tyler Warner on the board on the power play. With Tyler Warner making his return in a big way. Took an absence last year, but has 2 goals in the first 2 games. Tied with Goulet and Daigle, Goulet and Gillis, excuse me, for the team lead of goals. That one's dangerously close to the front side of the net. Shot from Miller. That one off the pad of Hebert, now behind the net. Purple Knights try to clear, blocked in by Cripps at the line. It's in between his feet, picked up by Bishop, left off. Shot from Miller, and the save is made there by Hebert. Here we go. Here's Cripps at the line. He's there to hold it. Purple Knights try to clear it again. Manderson along the wall, trying to get by his man, and Will. Now it's in the middle. Webb trying to move in. Little miscommunication there with Banfield, and as Banfield intercepts the pass from Tran, another dump out blocked by Webb. Webb trying to move through, hit by Tran. Ryan Tran, now he's hit by Banfield from behind, although Banfield had fallen more than Tran did. Webb trying to go up to the line, picked off by Saunders. This one flipped high. Hebert will steer it off to the side. Now in the middle. Kept in by the Highlanders. First one there is Harris out of the zone and shot back in by Cripps. Woods behind his net. Waits, has some time. Now it's chipped out by Manderson. It's a foot race for it, although it looks like Cripps going to win this one by a fair margin. Eli Cripps back with it. Trying to move it in between the feet. Got it in between the feet there. McCluskey, Warner to the middle. Here's Manderson stepping in. Manderson might have a lane. Cuts. He is hooked. There's the shot that just misses the net. Moncton High back to the power play, as they got to capitalize here again to tie this one up. it's Ethan Manderson that draws a call. Moncton High back to the man advantage. Bishop and Miller sent out to kill the penalty. Gaudette trying to flip this one out. Harris trying to get a stick on it. Miller thrown to the line, blocked in by Gillis. He'll flip this one high and into the zone. And Miller this time will get another chance and will succeed in getting this one as he skates up the boards. Now deep in Moncton High's end, it's Harris that regroups. That last Moncton High goal, it's Warner from Harris at 15:34. Daigle, first one on the puck race. He's angled out, and Gaudette will make no mistake to clear it down. Here's Harris in his far corner, trying to leave that up for Warner. Slides off his stick. Now Bishop has some time. Will throw it back into his own end. And good job at penalty killing. Goulet coming in with speed on Gaudette. Lays a big hit. Goulet looks out in front of the pass. Just misses two Purple Knights and goes right to the tape of Garson Saunders. Saunders moving in, trying to lay a perfect pass. It was so close to getting on the tape of Liam Bishop. And it would have been a for sure breakaway. Harris to Gillis. Back for Harris behind his net. Back up for Gillis. The little give and go. He gets it at the hash marks, then moves it to the middle. And send it to Daigle, who had fallen down, tripped to his knees. Gillis shoving Gaudette. There's Goulet coming in with a huge hit. And the ref will raise his arm. And it's a charge going against Joey Goulet. And that one, Goulet just not slowing down before delivering the hit. It's a 4-on-4 for the next 29 seconds. It'll be a Bernice McNaughton power play after that. So getting to the midway mark, this one's cleared down, not going to be called icing as both linesmen have disagreed. And it looks like this faceoff's going to go to center as both linesmen had different opinions about that icing call. Purple Knights are back in their own end, although the officials get set up at center. Face-off one. It's shot back in the Islanders zone. Cripps first one on it. Move this one along the wall. Over for Owen McCluskey. McCluskey moving through. Picked off by Avery right in front. McCluskey. It's a bear that comes out of his net to swipe it away. Moncton High short-handed now. It's McCluskey moving it up past Drover, where it's shot back in the opposite corner. And Louis even it out there. Over for Tran. Off the wall, McCluskey. Back for Woods. He'll turn around and fire. It'll get past Webb and all the way down the ice. Louis out of his net, makes the puck come to rest. Tran hits the brakes, almost stumbles a little bit, gets up just fine. Now Saunders able to button hook past Avery, now being watched by Webb. Saunders still with it, gonna have a shot and deflected off a stick of a Purple Knight and wide of the net. Saunders again might have room, the shot saved, and the rebound is swept away from the crease. Tran's gonna try a drive off the pad, and the rebound comes up top, about to the ringette line right in the middle. Another drive from the blue line, it's caught into the glove. And tons of chances for the Highlanders on the power play, as they've had before. Two of their goals coming on the man advantage here in this one. And there was the save from earlier. And a big collision out in the corner. There was a Purple Knight and a Highlander that went falling down. There was Saunders from the blue line. His shot got deflected before it could get to the net. Webb trying to poke at Gadet. Saunders up high, waits, and we have a penalty against, it seems to be McNaughton. The whistle had gone when Saunders touched up the puck. And it looks like this will be just a McNaughton penalty. So it'll even up back to a 4-on-4 for 11 seconds. And Moncton High, they'll get a man advantage for the next minute and 49. It's Tatum Drover in from Dieppe AA to take the draw. And it goes right to Louis. He'll cover up in an instant. It's Bishop that's in the box for a roughing. That was Gillis trying to put it to the wall. Shot up by Morrison. And this one's going to be icing as they were still on a 4-on-4 when they shot it. This will work out well for Moncton High. They'll get an offensive zone draw while on the man advantage here in this one, and looking to tie this one up in the mid stages of period 2. Again, it's Drover into the face-off circle. Tie up, Saunders. Attempted clear, Gillis trying to move backwards. Poke check in between the feet of a Highlander walking in. The shot scores! Tyler Warner, why not have two? Why have one when you can get a second? Tyler Warner coming down to pinch on the loose puck, tying this one up at 3. That is now your Moncton High leading goal scorer right here. And the game is tied here in this one. Special teams playing a huge factor into this one. Now working in the front. Here's the shot saved by Louis as it goes behind the net. Harris with the shot. That one had gone dangerously through the crease. Murphy gonna keep it in. The little flip. Jackson Avery waits and tries to throw that on in front. That went off his skate. Webb to the line. Waiting. Murphy can't get a shot off. He's hit big by Owen McCluskey right in front of the Purple Knights bench. Chouanier bringing it in. Pass across and couldn't quite get to Saunders. Now another try. That one hits the side of the net. And we'll go for a whistle. Harris unhappy with a Highlander in front. About every Purple Knight unhappy. It's Owen McCluskey. And Campbell Harris. Beal giving a little shot. And there's Coach Perry, Coach Stoyles, Coach Wilson all on the bench. And Harris and McCluskey will both head to the box. And while we have a minute, I'd like to congratulate Tatum Drover. He's going to get an assist on that last power play goal, making it his first NBIA high school point. And that comes to tie the game. That goal at 9:51, Tyler Warner, Gillis, and Drover the assists. So both teams losing their captains here for the next 2 minutes. It's Campbell Harris and Owen McCluskey that are in the box for their respective teams, as the penalties will cancel out. We'll have Quintanil Miners for roughing. Bishop trying to throw them out in front. He goes up to the blue line. Tran waits, has it poked loose. And luckily it wasn't worth. There's Drover poking it to Manderson. Manderson across through the skates of a Highlanders defenseman. Drover going behind the net with speed, trying to move it up towards the line. Intercepted by Bishop, might be an odd man rush. Here's Drover skating back. Bishop, pass across. The shot by Morrison, scores! And a mistake in the offensive zone lets the McNaughton Highlanders go back the other way. Liam Bishop, a perfect pass over to Chase Morrison, and he buries it. The McNaughton Highlanders back in the driver's seat as they once were not too long ago. There's Chouanier trying to poke it by Brandon Warner. It's sent high and out of the zone. They're still in the zone of Moncton High. There's Tyler Warner trying to thread that needle up through center. Shot back in. Brandon Warner going back on it. The Warner twins being D partners here. Saunders hit by Brandon Warner. It's loose, and there's a Purple Knight that goes falling down. Looked like he had attempted a hit, and the puck squirts out back to the Moncton High end. It's Goodette. First one on it. He'll go behind his net, being chased by Maltus. Goodette racing by Beal. Racing by a Purple Knight forward, still in with it. Leaving that off. The shot, and that one misses wide of the net. We have a penalty coming up. It's interference. Didn't see exactly who it was, but it looks like we're going to have a Bernice McNaughton power play. Brandon Warner heads to the box for the second time this game. Harris and McCluskey both go out of the box. So Bernice McNaughton power play here as we get down to the later stage of the second. There's a shot deflected. Looked like a pretty dangerous deflection at that. Goodette waits, holds on, there's the shot, and it just is deflected wide. Almost went to the back doors. The Purple Knights now may have a chance to clear here. There's a hit up against the boards. There's Avery fighting back relentlessly. Skating in, Liam Bishop around Maltus, tried to put it back to the back door for McCluskey. Goodette moving it back. Goodette might have a shot here. It's a save from Hebert. Now Woods able to clear it out. Webb chasing after it, but it'll be out of the zone. We have a whistle here. Face-off will go outside the Purple Knights bench. Minute 10 still to go on the Brandon Warner interference call. Highlanders moving back with it. Saunders. D to D and stretched out of the zone. McCluskey moving up through center, chased by Avery. Owen McCluskey down the left side. Might have a chance here. Throws it to the front and taken away by the Purple Knights. They'll fail to clear once, and Tyler Warner back for reinforcements, and outside the zone it'll go. Carson Saunders behind his net. Leaves it off. Goodette. Get it at his ringette line. We'll send it up to the red line on the right side from McCluskey. Owen McCluskey. Curving in. Laying it down in the corner. Pass up top. The shot. What a save. Rylan Hebert has some more work to do. It's shot out by Moncton High. And that one definitely going to be on the highlight reel on his highlight tape. A beautiful save, sprawling out in desperation. Here's Gadet skating with speed. Aiden Gadet from his own end tried to cut in. And chopped by McCluskey. Didn't get much of it. We'll get it back. Now to Saunders. Wide open shot. Save made by Hebert. Penalty now over to Warner. It's 5-on-5 as Gillis comes off the bench out with speed. And might get a chance here as it went to the line for Saunders. Now sharp angle shot. The saves made by Hebert. Hebert on fire within these last 2 minutes. Saunders the shot off his blocker. McCluskey. That's Schwanier in the corner. A bit too hard of a pass. We go all the way down the ice. Saunders, first one back on it. Being chased by Gillis. Gillis getting the better of him. Gets knocked down. Here's Manderson, open puck. Cuts. Tries to get a shot off, but can't. Now to the middle, trying to get that to Gillis. And we have a penalty here. It's too many men. And it appears that McNaughton had about 6 or 7 people on the ice. The Moncton High is going to head to the power play again off a too many men call. And Purple Knights another timeout. 4:40 in the second period. Braden Lane, K Arena, Moncton High home opener 2025-2026. The Highlanders up by a score of 4-3. Here off the draw, shot, saved by Mason Louis. A quick whistle. It's Carson Saunders in the Volunteers tribute, serving the penalty. Here's Drover, winning the face-off. Warner across, Harris, the shot, it's deflected, just misses the net. Drover working on it. Warner at the line. Drover waits, fires, and that one just missed the net left. Harris waits, looked at by Morrison. Here's Drover to the middle. Gillis scores! It deflected off Gillis's stick and a skate and into the back of the net. Purple Knights up by now tied. And Ryan Gillis, his third of the year, evens it up for the Purple Knights. There's Drover with another assist, putting it right on the tape of Gillis, and it's off the skate of the Highlanders defenseman. Well, Moncton High evening this one up again on the man advantage. That's 3 goals on the power play so far. Dancing in Goulet, trying to get it in between a couple pairs of feet. There's Drover, knocked down. Gillis at the side of the net, moving behind the net. Watched by Gadet. Bishop will flip it high and outside the zone. Down the corner, it's up top. Gadet will slam this one in. Woods behind his net. Waits for a bit, then tries to pass it through. That one not going to be called icing as it's all the way down to the Bernice McNaughton end. First one on it, Gadet. Now gives it across. Still loose behind the net. It's Beal battling on it. It's McCluskey that comes up victorious. Webb with the poke check. He's able to get this one out of the zone. McCluskey still with it, trying to move in. And poke check by Harris. Now loose it in front, right in the slot. Blue line, Tran with a drive. And that one blocked by a Purple Knight shin pad, as Tran will be able to turn around and at least keep it in the zone. Off the boards, Webb injured. He needs to go to the bench, unable to play that puck. Gadet. A little pass up to Saunders. Shot in the zone. Harris, first one there. It's a 4-4 game. As we get to the end of the second period here, less than 2. Harris able to just be offside. Stuck his leg back as far as he could. Quick whistle there. And Drover so far an impressive performance. 2 assists on 2 power play goals, 2 power play points. In his first game of high school hockey. Move back and shot. Cleared out of the zone there by Cripps. Purple Knights back within in their own end. Banked off the boards. It's Tran in reverse. Sent it back up the wall. A little flip there from Miller. I tried to get that one and see Morrison. Warner behind the net. Bishop, first one there. Hits the brakes. Looks out in front. Still loose behind the net. Now moved out. Cripps pass to the blue line. Morrison backhanded in. That last Moncton High goal, it's going to be Gillis with the assist. Only given to Goulet, although they definitely should have given one there to Tatum Drover. With 55 and some still to go here in period 2. It's a 4-4 game where the power play has been a huge aspect here in this game. It's Harris. Will launch this one across. It's deflected in by Brandon Warner. It's him and Tran. First one's on it. That one's given away. Pass back door. No one there. Tran moved up. Brandon Warner with the shot. That elevates it over the net. There's Beal that's down. But he'll get up. We got 30 seconds still to go. Schwanier against Avery in the face-off circle. And this one's won cleanly by Schwanier. There's Brandon Warner. He's going to lay a big jolt into Tran. Then the pass up to the blue line, intercepted by Saunders. Outside, it's Warner. Left off, Goulet. Goulet against the boards. Harris bringing it in, but he's offside. That was a nice pass to Brandon Warner, though. As we got just over 10 seconds left to go in period 2. And it looks like we'll go into the intermission tied unless either team And quickly make a rush for it here. Avery off the draw. It's a tie-up. Shot in by Moncton High. Little pass out. It'll hover around the blue line. Flip back. Warner the only one there. Brandon Warner getting his stick slashed out of his hands. Wanted a call there. Shot down. And that'll be the end of the second period. It's tied at 4-4. And you don't want to miss third period of action. Purple Knights, Highlanders from the K Arena on Moncton High Sports. Affiliating for tonight's game has played Dieppe AA, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey. The played Dieppe AA, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey. The shot and the save. Played Dieppe AA, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey. The shot and the save is made by Hebert. McCluskey off the draw, circles back, gets hit on the boards and squeezed in between two players. There's a danger. Saunders will put it to the blue line. There's a shot, and Hebert is able to track that the whole way down. Late icing, that one's blocked by Hebert as now Goulet goes the other way. Has some time to pick up some steam, goes to the middle, gets tripping at 17:02. There's a shot gloved down by Mason Louis. Back forward is number 2, Easton Woods. Circles back, gives it away. Here's Bishop all alone. Score! Excuse me at the K. Goulet stepping in, the shot save made by Louis. Loose out of front, Harris trying to pounce on it to the side of the net. Harris with a wraparound, it's right loose on the slot. Goulet elects to move it over to the right. Goulet has some speed, cuts to the right. Sharp angle shot, score! Miller tried to shovel it behind the net. Bishop, he's bumped up along the boards. Bishop to the middle. Miller the backhander, and that one just and right of a post. McCluskey waits, toe drags by Harris, gets it to Miller, the backhand, score! He'll now met up in the corner, has some room, looks out in front, the pass, one-timer blocked, another try, Brandon Warner trying to get a stick on it. Saunders to the blue line, there's a shot, almost blocked by Woods, but it went wide anyway. There's Woods, he's hit big by Schwann. Light pass down in the middle, attempted shot from Goulet, this one doesn't go on net, and he has a big hit out in the corner. Moncton High power play. Here to end the period, Harris. Move down. There's a shot to the net, the save, and the rebound is smothered up. Affiliating for tonight's game has played Dieppe AA, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey. The played Dieppe AA, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey. The shot and the save. Played Dieppe AA, and now is into the game. There's a shot right out in front. Here's McCluskey. The shot and the save is made by Hebert. McCluskey off the draw, circles back, gets hit on the boards and squeezed in between two players. There's a danger. Saunders will put it to the blue line. There's a shot, and Hebert is able to track that the whole way down. Late icing, that one's blocked by Bears. Now Goulet goes the other way. Has some time to pick up some steam, goes to the middle, gets tripping at 17:02. There's a shot gloved down by Mason Louis. Looking back forward is number 2, Easton Woods. Circles back, gives it away. Here's Bishop all alone. Score! Excuse me, at the K. Goulet stepping in, the shot save made by Louis. Loose out of front, Harris trying to pounce on it to the side of the net. Harris with a wraparound, it's right loose on the slot. Play. Elects to move it over to the right. Goulet has some speed, cuts to the right. Sharp angle shot, score! Miller tried to shovel it behind the net. Bishop. He's bumped up along the boards. Bishop to the middle. Miller the backhander, and that one just and right of a post. McCluskey waits. Toe drags by Harris. Gets it to Miller. The backhand score. He'll now met up in the corner. Has some room. Looks out in front. The pass. One-timer blocked. Another try. Brandon Warner trying to get a stick on it. Saunders to the blue line. There's a shot. Almost blocked by Woods, but it went wide anyway. There's Woods. He's hit big by Schwan. Light pass down in the middle, attempted shot from Goulet. This one doesn't go on net. And he has a big hit out into the corner. Moncton High power play. Here to end the period. Harris. Move down. There's a shot to the net, the save, and the rebound is smothered up. And the puck is dropped for period 3. Moncton High shooting in the far end here. There's Warner with the shot, and the save's made by Louis. Brandon Warner is waiting there right in front. The shots after 2 periods of play were 24-21 in favor of Moncton High School, as they have some offensive zone possession here. Daigle working his way behind the net, up to the blue line. Tyler Warner waiting, shooting it back down, almost getting that one caught in a shin pad. Brandon Warner to the blue line. Harris waits and fires, no deflection. He had definitely wanted one somewhere along the way. Tyler Warner waiting, it's poke checked, and waiting back on the last line of defense there was Brandon Warner. He almost gets stripped of the puck. It's now down low for Beal. Across for Tyler Warner, moving through, it's Miller that intercepts, and it's moved into the corner side of the net. Shot, the rebound, another save made by Rylan Hebert.
Congratulations to the 50-50 winner tonight, who won $77.50.
Face off to the right of Hebert here, won by the Highlanders. Here's McCluskey trying to throw it to the front with the little tip taken away by Goulet as he was battling up with Chouanier. And this one flipped high. It'll go into the near corner, picked up by Goulet. Goulet will throw it against the wall, blocked by the ref. Tyler Warner across Goulet, picked up by Dion at the blue line. The shot was tipped there by the stick of Drover. Goulet and Saunders, they battle for it in between their feet. Gillis trying to move that one up. Goes in between a couple sticks. It's taken by Ryan Gillis. Shot in, it's behind the net of Louis. There's Tran, he's run over in the corner. A good hockey hit there. Here's Gillis, might have a chance. The shot saved. The rebound, scores! First NBIAA goal. It's Caleb Dion who finds it on his backhand, and that gives Moncton High the lead. Right place, right time, and that is a Moncton High lead. And that'll be Moncton High's first lead of the game. Here's Woods. We'll throw this one across. Delayed icing. Linesmen are going to wave this one off. The 5-4 Moncton High. The goal to Caleb Dion. We'll see where the assists go to. Looks like it's going to be Gillis with the only assist. Anderson charging into the middle. Manderson, the shot, the save is made by Louis as he goes tumbling down and taking a Highlander with him. Here's McNaughton clearing it in. Warner up the wall. Daigle. Little dish off to Goulet. Goulet will gather some speed along the right side. Dangling through one. The shot is in the glove of Mason Louis. Off the draw, there's Brandon Warner with the hit. This one will just get outside the zone. Potential 2-on-0. Bernice McNunn. Here's Miller all alone. Saved by a bear. Goes down on his stomach in desperation, and he says no to Draven Miller. Had a 2-on-0. That is the save of the game already. Hasn't even been the game yet. Here's Beal, who chucked it down. Picking up there is Daigle. Behind the net, Alex Beal looks out in front. There's Daigle trying to see Brandon Warner and couldn't get it to him. Looked to have stumbled there before it's shot out. Goulet. Pass across, Tyler Warner. Clap back in, caught by a bear. He'll play it out. First one, there's Miller, and he lifts it over the net. There's Brandon Warner going for a hit down below, behind the net. Miller out in front, it's loose. There's a hit delivered by two Purple Knights, and we're going to have a McNunn power play coming up. There's Miller, the initial pass out in front. Looks like that's Brandon Warner that's going to get a hit on behind on Thomas Keenan. A 2-minute penalty to Brandon Warner. We'll now get McNunn on the man advantage for the next few minutes. Bishop taking it at his blue line. Bishop drops. McCluskey, the shot. And that one misses the net, not by much. The Highlanders in their own end. Saunders cutting back. McCluskey now moving up on Gillis. The shot right off the leg of the linesman, and he is feeling it. But meanwhile, Gillis has a break the other way. Gillis to his backhand, scores! Ryan Gillis, shorthanded, second of the game at exactly 15 minutes left to go. So now Moncton High up by a score. And they're saying this is Gillis's third, although I believe he only has two. Unless it looks like on game sheet here they gave Dion's goal to Gillis, although it was most definitely Dion that was able to tap that fifth goal in. Regardless, Bernice McNunn still in the power play. Bishop button hooks as they try to set this one up. We'll move this one across. Morrison trying to put this one in the net. Miller moving up, face-off dot. Drops. McCluskey waits. McCluskey battling up with Gillis. He sends this one high and will end up out of play. Daigle in the face-off circle against Osborne. Won by Osborne. The shot to the net was deflected. Warner will try to slam this one off the wall, but it's kept in at the line. Beal, a couple attempts to get it out, and the third attempt will go all the way down the ice. And Daigle doing a great job on the penalty kill. Move this back to Goulet. And Goulet down the ice. And this will kill even more time as the penalty now about to expire. So a pretty successful penalty kill for Moncton High, I'd say, with a shorthanded goal and no goals for the Highlanders. Tyler Warner to Goulet, up to Daigle. Daigle racing by Cripps. Daigle has Beal with him to Beal and just misses wide. Alex Beal almost getting his first of the season. Bernice McNaughton now coming back the other way. Moving in, Osborne the shot. Saved by the blocker. Harris trying to get this one out of the zone. It's knocked down and almost a huge hit up high. Drover has some room. 2-on-1. Drover and Webb. Drover the shot, and that one just missed the net. Manderson in off the bench. Keeping this one in, trying to bulldoze through a couple. Isn't able to do so. McCluskey deflects that pass. Moving back with Harris. McCluskey taken down by Harris. And it's going to be a Bernice McNaughton power play. And Harris flabbergasted over the call there. The Highlanders will head back to the man advantage. So Bernice McNaughton man advantage next 2 minutes. There's Drover on to kill it. Bishop to the line, Gadet to the middle. Miller the shot through traffic. Bear did not see that one coming. McCluskey, blue line, Saunders, McCluskey, one-timer, and deflected wide. And Gadet and Webb gonna battle for it. Webb wins, and off the boards it'll go. Highlanders back the other way, McCluskey dropping this one off. The shot! And tried to put that one back door over for Bishop. Saunders just able to keep this one in. McCluskey tangles up with Woods. It's Woods that's able to move it along the boards. Webb hit on Bishop to the line. Get it. Across McCluskey. McCluskey waits and blocked by Woods. Gadet waits. Goes to the center. One touch pass McCluskey. Back to the line. Saunders. The shot through traffic. Blocked by Goulet. Miller trying to turn around. He's on his backhand. Waits. Here's the shot. The save is made by Rylan Hebert. So Hebert and the Moncton High defense standing tall so far. And there he is right there, hitting his post. Warner off the boards, just out of the reach of Avery. Kept in by Schwanier. Across, Morrison waits, then fires. Now it's to the side of the net. It's Keenan. And he tangled up with Tyler Warner. They'll both go down. Keenan, another push on Brandon Warner, and his brother Tyler ain't gonna like that. So Bernice McNaughton taking a penalty. Keenan, he's incensed. And he's gonna give his stick a slam. That's about $300 right there. Now in the box, still complaining to the officials. And another slam. Keenan not too happy about that. So it'll be a 4-on-4 for the next little bit. Gonna catch the end of it here. There's the other shove. It was just on the corner of your screen. Probably couldn't see it. Four on four, a lot more room to move the puck. There's Warner pinching down. He's now going behind the net. Takes a bit of a fall as the Purple Knights only have 17 seconds. There's a shot from Gillis. The save is made by Mason Louie. Here's off the face-off. Moncton High has too many men. They sent 5 people on the ice. The Easton Woods hopped on right as the face-off was going. And refs blew it down early instead of too many men called to the Purple Knights. Brain Daigle on the draw. Wins the face-off. Tyler Warner waits, throws one across. Now out of the zone it'll go. We have Harris out of the box. He joins the play. Goulet on the right, drops Gillis. Here's the shot. The save is made. Harris looking for the rebound. They score! And it looks like they're going to call this one off. There's the initial shot from Gillis. And faceoff now goes outside the zone, so instead of a 7-4 game, still continues 6-4 Moncton High, still in the man advantage. Harris, a perfect pass to Warner, trying to go back door. Here's another try, and it just misses wide of the net. Now Warner having to skate back. 2-on-1 here, coming from Bernice McNaughton, led by Bishop. The pass across, just out of the reach of McCluskey, thrown to the net. And now McNaughton going to have to rush back. It's Bishop tangling up with Gillis. Harris trying to move his way up. He's pickpocketed. Bishop the other way to the net, runs over a bear, but the save is made. A great penalty killing there from McNaughton as we get to the back half of this third period. Moncton High School is still on the man advantage. Tie up off the draw. In the feet of Campbell Harris, there's Warner. Gonna play it up to him. Campbell Harris escaping the zone here, cutting to the left. There's Bishop, slides down. Harris to Warner, the shot just misses wide. The rebound, loose on the slot, they score! And for real this time, the Purple Knights do go up 7-4. Couldn't quite tell who got the last whack at it. And it looks like it's Campbell Harris, the first in line. The captain gets on the board for Moncton High. Campbell Harris getting on the board, his first of the season, and a clutch goal, giving Moncton High a 3-goal lead. Now 7-4 Moncton High with just over 9 to go. The penalty kill and the power play being huge factors. Woods from the blue line, the shot in some shin pads. Moncton High is going to be able to keep this one in. Skating for it, Beal will dump this one in. Highlanders try to clear, blocked in by Woods, tried to go to the opposite side, and what an exit for Bernice McNaughton, potential 2-on-1. Skating up, Bishop moved across, and what a pass to Miller in the air. He couldn't quite knock it down. Murphy unable to get this one out. There's a big hit right next to the Purple Knights tunnel, and another shove there. Banfield going up for a hit on Miller. Moved across outside the zone. It's deflected off the glass. Miller bring it in for Bernice McNaughton. He's given a bump there by Maltus. Goulet kicking it up. Rowan Maltus skates up, has a bit of room, cuts, leaves it off. There's the shot. It was blocked and fired out of play by the Highlanders. And a bit of rough stuff after the whistle. Maltus moving back, giving the bump from behind. Behind the net it goes. Chasing out, there's Tran off the boards. This one will get by Harris and to the neutral zone. Harris to Goulet, makes a nice move, getting around Schwanier. Goulet racing in, backhand lifted high, caught down by Harris. Or excuse me, that's Webb that had caught that one down in the corner. Everyone giving each other shoves in the corner. Webb trying to put it up. Locked in off a shin pad. And still in the McNaughton end. Highlanders regrouping. Tipped and down the ice to go. Harris waiting. Comes up through center, banked off the boards. It's Dion would try to get that one out. Going to have another chance, trying to extend his stick there, but it's good at. Schwanier filtering it back. Tran through the middle, doesn't hit his target. Now it's Tyler Warner, who's just off the bench. Has it, moves in reverse. Up to center, Manderson cuts by one. Here's Ethan Manderson stepping in, backhander, and just missed wide. He's still looking for his first high school goal. Has come close many a times. Just hasn't done it yet. And two Highlanders bump up. Here's Webb, the shot, and that one misses wide. Manderson strips and steals. Pass across. Here's Warner stepping in. Sharp angle shot goes above and deflects and into the netting at just over 6 minutes. Purple Knights up by a score of 7-4 on the Bernice McNaughton Highlanders. Ryan Gillis, currently a 4-point night for Moncton High. There's a shot. Didn't quite get on net. Here's another try. Manderson, pad save by Mason Louie. Here's a turnaround shot from Brandon Warner. Getting it on net, but a save from Mason Louie. Tyler Warner shooting up through center. Almost a turnover. There's Brandon Warner dumping it in as they now initiate the jump and chase. Tran off the wall. Had tried to rim it around. It's Brandon Warner. Now up top, Tyler Warner. Woods waits, puts it to the net. And that had been deflected away, I believe, by Brian Tran. Now this one flipped out of the zone. It's a foot race for it. Woods gonna win it. As it looked like Keenan there trying to get a bit fancy. Manderson off the wall. Brandon Warner stepping up. Here's the shot. And that one got through to the fence but missed wide right of the net. Brandon Warner still with it. Behind the cage, Manderson thrown out. Banfield, the shot along the ice. Pad save. Now it squeaks out to the side of the net and swept away by the Highlanders defense. Getting down to the final 5. Highlanders throw it across. Racing back is Maltus. There's a shot that'll miss the net. They'll go to the side of the net. And Bishop trying to sneak one in there. Goes behind the net. Morrison back with it for the Highlanders. Cleared in. It's Harris for the Knights. Taking his time. Then laying a pass right to the tape of, looks like that's Godet on defense for the Highlanders. Murphy. Cleared across, ice wide, picked up by Dion. Angled out by Godet as they now chase for it behind the net. Still loose with it. Highlanders might have a chance. Another potential 2-on-1. Pass across by Bishop just is out of the reach of Morrison. Now Harris comes out of nowhere, takes the puck, has some speed, accelerates through center. Harris along the left, still with it. The shot. Save is made by Mason Louis. He picks up his own rebound behind the net. Still with it. Wraparound attempt. And that one turned away. Less than 4 to go in the third period. Draven Miller skating up along the left. Here, pass to the middle. And a great diving play. Joey Goulet to upend the Highlanders forward. And there's another try. They score! And Braden Daigle is injured. But Liam Bishop has made it a 2-goal game. But Braden Daigle remains down. And there he is getting up. He's going to go to the bench without any help. Pain in his side, it looks like. So Bishop from Tran and Miller is what we got here. Off the face-off, Goulet across for Warner. Warner to Brandon Warner. He'll deflect it in. Just under 3.5 left to go. That one attempted center. Here's Goulet with the shot. Elevates over the net. Tyler Warner unable to hold. But he'll skate back out with it. Pass Goulet. Try to dangle to get around Schwanier. It's Tyler Warner up the wall. Brandon Warner. We'll send this one in off the glass and into the zone. There's Manderson disrupting the far corner. I see now intercepts the pass. It's in his feet, trying to center that one out. Highlanders getting it back. Captain Owen McCluskey in with it. Side of the net, thrown out in front. It's Tyler Warner that gets that garbage out of there. Here's Ethan Manderson. Chipping and chasing. Manderson in. What a move, Manderson. Turn around. Can't quite get the shot off. Would have been a highlight reel goal by Ethan Manderson. Here's Drover off the bench. Picks and steals. Tries a shot. Manderson out in front. Couldn't quite get the stick on it. Drover, little pass over. Backhander. Beal trying to get that one on net. Here's Tran. Trying to get the backhand. It goes to the blue line, but no further. Harris, the shot through traffic. That one didn't get through. Highlanders now coming back the other way. Getting back for it there, Maltus. Around the boards it'll go and out. Skating for it. First one there, Tatum Drover. Chips it in as we get down. Final 2 minutes. Battling for a loose puck in the far corner. Looks like Bernice McNaughton victorious, and they're able to get out of the zone. Stepping in. Bishop still in possession. Bishop, the shot just misses wide. Drover trying to chip this. Here, Miller, wide open shot, and glove down. Rylan Abair with just over 1:35 left. Going to be watching for Mason Louis on the opposite end. Will have to leave his net soon. And a good keeping at the line. Perfect pass. Draven Miller had all the time in the world. But a better save is made by Rylan Abair. This one moved along the wall and cleared. Delayed icing, but Gaudette will get there first. Highlanders at their own blue line. It banks off a couple bodies before being shot in. Miller dangles by Goulet, not with the puck though, as it ends up in the corner. Louis still stationary in his net. Webb getting out of his zone. Little pass off to Avery. Avery, there's the shot. In and out of the glove of Louis. Avery with his own rebound to the slot. Now moved along the wall. Goulet firing that one across. Harris over skates it. We got the final minute of play. Highlanders back with speed. Might be a break. Pass to the middle. The shot save made by Hebert. Another one right through the crease. Louis out of his net. So we got an empty net for the McNaughton Highlanders with about 30 seconds still left to go. Pass to the middle. Brandon Warner. The shot just misses the net. Now a clear. Here's Woods. Will he try for it? Yes, he will, but it's blocked before it could get anywhere. Here's Webb. He'll try. It's deflected by the McNaughton defenseman and into the corner. Less than 10 to go. Purple Knights still looking for that empty net goal. Turnaround shot. It's loose. There's a big hit up high. There's Brandon Warner. He's going to get into it. And here we go. It is a line brawl to end the game. Welcome to the show. It bears absolutely loving it. Punches being thrown. Brandon Warner. Here he goes. Look at him. Brandon Warner's tussling with a linesman. There's Riddick Banfield. He's in it with Saunders. There's a ref dragging a player off. Brandon Warner gets the crowd hyped. Riddick Banfield, he still wants a piece of Saunders. How will the linesman sort this one out? Banfield's going to go off. He's going to get the crowd fired up here as the Purple Knights are going to take this one. There's 0.9 seconds left to go. There's Harris going to be hauled off. And here for the game, but stay for the fireworks. Literally less than a second left in the third. Looks like a yard sale out there in the Bernice McNaughton end. It all started with a dangerous hit up high. Couldn't tell exactly who it was. We'll see here. And it's Liam Bishop that goes up high. And any time the Purple Knights have a chance to take exception to Liam Bishop, they will. And there's Saunders just shooting into his own net. And that may have been Banfield and Bishop that were into it. Don't know if it would not have been Saunders. That was Liam Bishop in the line brawl, not Carson Saunders. But then a new addition, Riddick Banfield, he shows up in a big way. He sets the fireworks here off in this one, showing off as just the new kid on the block. And they'll run the clock, and the Moncton High Purple Knights will take this one by a final score of 7-5 here on their home opener from the K Arena. We thank you for tuning in. Braden Elaine here, signing off from the K Arena in Louisville. Purple Knights victory in the home opener 2025-2026.